Hi, Pleximus here with another episode of Minecraft, all the mod 7 to the sky. And in this episode, I want to talk again about power, but not about the power generation. I want to talk about the power distribution. So how can we make sure that all our machines in our base are getting power? And there's a fantastic mod, and this is also included in this pack here, and the mod is called Flux Networks. Let me show you how we can start the Flux Network mod. If you go into JEI and you look for Flux, the most important thing is we have the Flux block and the Flux dust, and it says obtained by compressing redstone dust with bedrock and obsidian. If you click on it, here on creating Flux, you see a little animation, and what it shows is there is bedrock, and you have 2 blocks above. You will position your obsidian, and then you put the redstone on the bedrock and left click the obsidian. What will happen is the obsidian will go down, and I think even in Skyblock it will be transformed into cobblestone, but that's not really important. The important thing is that the redstone will be transformed into flux dust. Okay, now the second possibility, what you can do is with a flux block. Okay, so if you have done that once with the bedrock, you can take the flux dust, make some blocks out of it, and 1 block you keep on stock, put it somewhere in your base where you can do exactly the same thing as you did that with the bedrock, just in your base. Now, as we started, you probably have seen, if not, it was somewhere in the middle of all of the dirt from your starter island. There is 1 bedrock. If you haven't seen it, you should have a look for it, because otherwise there's no way how you can start that. So we take an obsidian, I said that before, 2 blocks above. Now I'm going in here. And the interesting thing is you don't have to use 1. Crap. You don't have to use 1. You can even use stacks. Make sure if you have a magnet on that you switch it off. Otherwise it will not work. You will just get it back. I took a few stacks. You see here the redstone. Left click. Makes a big whoops. Now it's cobblestone, as I told you. I mean, you can, yeah. You can put that together again. Now jetpack is still on, everything's fine, and now let me quickly do a test. Let's craft a block to see if this is correct what they are telling us in the JEI. So we are crafting a block. Okay, let's do the block. And I'm out of obsidian. Okay, let me come back to you in 2 minutes. Okay, back again. Now I made a few obsidian just for this test here. How we do that? Take the flux block. Then we need the obsidian. Then we can build a nice cage around so that we are sure that all the redstone that we're putting down, all the stacks, are really in the right position, as many as you want. Now left click, and you can say absolutely great. We have a lot of flux dust that we can use right now for our Flux Network items. Okay, now we have all the parts, all the resources that we need to start crafting the Flux Networks. And if you look at Flux Networks in the JEI, there are actually just a handful of items that you can craft. The one is the plug. It receives the energy. The other one is the point. It provides energy. And then we have the controller. And then we have 3 different storages. And of course, that's the resource, the flux dust. We talked about that already. The only 2 things actually that you would need for a network is the plug and the point. The plug you would put on the generator or wherever you're generating the energy from. And the point is then going on the machines that you need. Okay, so how can you get going? So let's assume you have already crafted the plug. So you put the plug, here we have our generator, here's our power generation. Perfect, you put that on somewhere where the energy is close to the output from whatever generator you are using. Now, if we take a look at what you can configure in this plug, and by the way, you can do that also by any point or anywhere else, wherever you have a Flux network item, you can do that. You would start with creating a new network, okay? The first thing is you give it a name. You can say that's your network, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Second thing is the security. There are 3 options. The one is public. Public means very simple, everyone can access the network. Now, this is perfect if you're playing on a single player, or you go on a server where you specifically know everyone that's on. This is exactly what I'm using here. Now, the second one is private. And as far as I know, then it's only allowed if they are in the same team as you. And the third one is encrypted. Whenever they want to have access to the network, they need a password to do so. Then you can select a color, and that's it, and you press create. Now let's quickly go through all the other tabs so that you have a little bit of understanding what you can change here. So the second one is the network members. As you can see here, as Rian is also playing on that server, so I made him admin. That's very good, because if I'm not there and he wants to change anything on the power network here with Flux, he can do that on his own. So if you have somebody who you trust, you can simply put that on admin. That's easy. Now the statistics is quite interesting. So you can have a look and how much RF did the generator really put out in the last few, let's say, this average tick. That's the ticks, so in a very short period of time. The other one is the network connections, and I think this is one of the most interesting ones. You have green ones, you have red ones, and as you can see, the green ones are providing the energy, so these are the plugs, and the other ones are the red ones. They are taking out the energy out of the network, and these are the points. As you can see here, what you can do, and let me quickly show you this here. You can name your plug and your point. And this one is called gas generator. Why is that interesting? If you're here in that overview, you see exactly, let's say you have a big reactor, you have this gas generator, you have a coal generator, you have wind turbines, whatever you have. You can see which one of these is providing how much energy they are providing. On the other hand, you can also see this here is the sieving process. How much is it taking out of the system? On average, I would say 250 or something, max 300. And then you have, this is just one crafter, but it's about 100 FE. So in total, nothing. It's really, really low at the moment, but the naming has a lot of, I would definitely name all the points and all the plugs so that you have a very good overview. Wireless charging, you can, as you can see, you can switch that on and off. Okay, you can switch on the hotbars offhand and main hand, and you can press apply. If you want to enable that, enable this, but the main inventory is disabled, and that's not a bug or something. They enabled that in one of the last versions. Not quite sure when they did that, but one of the main reasons was that the servers are really lagging very hard if you switch that on and you have a number of players online. So they simply took that off, and you cannot do that. an interesting one is, even here, if you have selected here enable wireless, you should know that, as you can look here, this is not charging. So if you want to enable wireless at the end of the day, you need the controller. And let's craft that in just a second. Okay, that's the wireless, so you can switch on what you want. If you have a lot of lag in there, you can start doing less of it, but yeah, I normally switch everything on. Then this is what you do if you pull in a new plug or a new point. You have to select really the network. Let me actually show you that, because that's quite important. The only real thing that you have to do if you have a new point, let me go, I hope I did not use that one. Put it in. The first thing that you have, the only thing that you have to do is you go into network selection, you click on your network, and that's it. Thing is ready to go. And again, what I would do, I give it a name. But that's it. That's the main stuff that you need if you want to connect very quickly a machine. Okay, what else do we have? I think we have one left. That's the name. And we have one left, and this is the priority. You can put priorities in there on the generation side and also on the user side where the machines are. And that would mean if you don't have enough, or let's say, you don't have enough energy, or you're producing too much energy, which one is the priority? The priority always goes first. So the highest priority will provide the energy, and the lowest priority, is stepping back. It's just jumping in if you need more of that. You have a transfer limit. Sometimes that's necessary or good if you don't want that or some of the machines is using too much, so that your other network is completely breaking down or so. You have the switch of power surge. Here you can quickly override the priority. If you really have a large network, I would say the priority could be interesting. And the power surge, you click it on so that you have high priority even without changing anything on your network. You can bypass the limit. That's what I'm doing normally. So we are only restricted here, especially with that, with the cable. And I will change that cable because it's a very bad one. So if we're going higher to a few 1000 FE, I think we need another cable for that. Otherwise, that will be restricted just to 2 or 3 or whatever that is. So be careful and always check also the cables if you can provide with the cable enough energy to the plug. Otherwise, he will not get it out. And that's it. I mean, you don't have to do anything. It's wireless. You don't have to put in any cables. You are saving a lot of resource, a lot of headache where you do that. And when you do that, just go to the machines, put the point on, and that's it. And you have this nice graphical overview, who is connected, etc., on all of these stations. Now, I said, what I want to do here is to check out. We want to do the controller first. We are crafting the controller. Now we could put it here. I think that looks quite fun. So, and I said before, we're just selecting that network, and we keep that Flux controller. That's nice. That's a good name. And then we are enabling the network. And now let's see if this stuff is. It's already full. That's already full. And this is the main area, your main inventory. It's not charging in the main inventory. If you put that here, you see it's starting to charge. Oh, let's put it out quickly. So it's charging. Now let me check if it's also charging here. And as you can see, it's also charging in your bubble bar, or however this is called here on the side. So the sidebar. And I think this is absolutely fantastic if you switch that on. Now we have the controller. The reason for that is we have the jetpack, and now everywhere here on that base, in this, let's say in that dimension, okay, we always have a full jetpack. And this is absolutely great. Okay. With that, That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions when it comes to Flux Network, please let me know. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. Looking forward to all your comments. With that, again, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the content. And I see you in the next one.